Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Sports News Flash at 12 with your weekend sports anchor, Miguel Mike Medina. The Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos. What a game. What a game. This NFL postseason has been phenomenal so far. But the Buffalo Bills, once again, can get it done. This season was the year that they should have taken advantage of everything. There's no Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. There's no Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in the playoffs. Bills were supposed to go all the way this year. They were supposed to come out of the AFC this year. This is another crushing end to the season to Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I'm not going to make no excuse for Buffalo. Josh Allen didn't get it done. The Buffalo Bills didn't get it done. Sean McDermott and any Buffalo Bill fans can point the finger at the referees for those penalties in the overtime. They didn't get it done. They had chances to get it done before going to overtime. I'll repeat again. Buffalo Bills didn't get it done. No excuse. Denver Broncos, Bo Nix and company. I give them a lot of credit for the way they play this game. Both teams fought hard. So Denver, they won this game, but the sad thing about it is that Bo Nix in his second year, obviously he led the Broncos to the number 1 seed and to a playoff victory, but he suffered a broken bone in his right ankle, and he is done for the rest of the postseason. This is a very tough loss for the Denver Broncos. They will be at home for the championship game, whether they play against the Patriots or the Texans. But if you're the Houston Texans or the Patriots, you are happy to hear that news. The Broncos, they're going to have to find a way to regroup, rise above it, and find a way to get it done without Bo Nix. So he suffered his injury 3 plays before Will Lutz hit the game-winning field goal. And this happened, the injury occurred when it was on a 1st and 10 play from the Bills' 36-yard line with 6 minutes left to go in overtime. Jarrett Stidham is going to be the quarterback for the Broncos. He's the backup quarterback. He signed with Denver as a free agent in 2023. Sean Payne, he's a fan of him. He likes his experience. He likes his demeanor. And the interesting part is that he helped Bo Nix in terms of his development in his first 2 NFL seasons. So that's a plus. So let's see how this backup quarterback can help the Broncos in the AFC Championship game. And it'll be funny because he got drafted by the Patriots in 2019. So if the Patriots beat Houston, that will be not only a compelling playoff matchup because of the history before with Brady and Peyton Manning, but the fact that he'll be going up against the team that drafted him, and if he beats them, that will be even so much I would say that would be such a feel good moment for him. But in order for Denver to win this game, obviously he has to step up, but the offensive linemen will have to protect him. They have to. The Seattle Seahawks, they blew out the San Francisco 49ers. They won 41-6. But I love the way this game started with a kickoff return for a touchdown by Rashid Shaheed. If you listen to that crowd, that Seattle crowd, they went crazy. They went crazy. And listen, whether you like fans or not, without sports fans, the game is just not the same. It's just not. When it comes to the postseason, that's when you hear the loudness of a stadium and an arena. I still feel that hockey and soccer, when it comes to especially the postseason, they go nuts. Baseball, basketball, and football, the crowd, they're not as loud until postseason arrives. But hockey and soccer is all season long, but they just take it up another level in the postseason. But yeah, Seattle Seahawks fans, they were loud. They were loud. So that was a beauty to watch. I love hearing huge pops in stadiums and arenas. I love it. Seattle's defense, they were dominant. Kenneth Walker III, he had a good game. Sam Darnold, he had a solid performance. This was Sam Darnold's first playoff victory of his 8-year career, so congratulations to him. Sam Darnold finished 12 of 17 for 124 yards, no turnovers. And, whoever faces Seattle in the NFC title game is not going to be easy because that defense looks very, very, very tough. And it brings me memories when I used to see that Seahawks defense in 2013 and 2014. So Seattle has a chance of going to the Super Bowl. They have a chance. I would like to see, right now, I would like to see Houston and Seattle in the Super Bowl. But, there's still a lot of games left to be played. As for Kenneth Walker III, like I said, he had a good game. He ran for 116 yards on 19 attempts. So LA Rams and Chicago Bears, whoever wins that game, they got to come ready in the NFC title game. John Harbaugh has been a trending topic this week. He signs a 5-year deal with the New York Giants. He's the new Giants head coach. So he's going to get paid $20 million per season. He's currently 63 years old. He spent 18 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens. He won a Super Bowl there. He was the 2019 Coach of the Year. And team president John Mara had this to say on Saturday night on the news release announcing the contract. We are proud to name John Harbaugh as the next head coach of the New York Giants. General Manager Joe Sean presented us an outstanding group of candidates, which allowed us to be deliberate and confident in his decision. Through numerous conversations, John consistently stood out for his conviction and vision for leading a winning organization, and we welcome him and his family to the Giants. Although this is a good hire for the Giants, but I won't say that he's the savior for the Giants. They still have a lot more work to get done. I need to see how Malik Neighbors, Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbull, their defense. I gotta see all these guys that come back healthy and how they will perform. So, but this is a good stepping stone for the Giants. They have a new voice. They have someone with championship experience, a guy that knows how to win. But again, he's not the savior. There's still a lot more work to get done. Kyle Tucker, he's going to Tinseltown. He's going to play with the Dodgers. I have a feeling that we might see a lockout in the future in MLB, and high possibility that there could be a salary cap because these contracts are getting out of hand. They're getting out of hand. But again, even though a lot of people might hate the Dodgers even more for this, but if they're winning, then salute to them. Right now, the Dodgers are the Golden State Warriors of this decade. And I'm talking about that 2017-2018 Warriors. That's the Dodgers right now in this decade. They've won 3 championships. So, hey, if they got the money, if they could get the players they want, I can't complain because at one point the Yankees were doing that. And this is coming from a lifelong Yankee fan. Kyle Tucker, I thought he was going to go to Toronto most likely, but that's not the case. So he's going to the Dodgers on a 4-year deal. Bo Bichette, a guy that I wanted him to stay with Toronto. He signed with the Mets on a 3-year deal. Bo Bichette, his primary position is shortstop, but now I see that the Mets are going to move him to third base because Francisco Lindor is at shortstop. So my thing is, what's going to happen with Brett Beatty? What's going to happen with Mark Vientos? What's going to happen with them? So it's in a way, a combustible situation. I'm curious to see how Bo Bichette will thrive at third base. This is a good signing by the Mets, good addition. Again, I'm just curious to see defensively how this will work out. I wish the Blue Jays would have won the World Series because that home run, that 3 home run by Bo Bichette against Shohei Ohtani in Game 7, that would have been a signature moment, and that would have been a great send-off for Bo Bichette because that's basically was his final moment with the team, that 3-run home run. But it would have been much more satisfying had they won that Game 7, and they should have won that World Series. So I wish he would have stayed in Toronto, but I understand that business is business, all right? And you got to make the best decision, not only for yourself, but for your family. But congratulations to Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette. The CBA situation and salary cap and MLB, that's something we got to keep an eye on. That's something that is going to be talked about more frequently this year and next year. So we got to keep an eye on that. The Australia Open is happening this week. So we have Alexander Zverev, who overcame a slow start. He won the next 3 sets to win the matchup against Diallo, Carlos Alcaraz. Oh, well, that's currently happening right now. Jasmine Paolini won her match against, give me a minute, against Sasnovich. Arena Sabalenka continues to be dominant the way she is. But yeah, the Australian Open is happening right now, and that's like the first exciting event for tennis for the year. Oh, I can't forget, Kevin Stefanski, he got hired by the Atlanta Falcons. So it's gonna be interesting to see how him and Michael Penix Jr. will click. What else? Last but not least, I'm gonna end it with this with NBA. Spurs versus Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, he put up a career high 55 points, but Spurs won 126 to 123 over Minnesota. Victor Wembanyama, who got a haircut by the way, he scored a team high 39 points. So both players, both stars, they combined for 94 points, which is huge because both of them are former number one picks. And Victor had this to say: it was fun. Not the most fun, but it was a fun game for sure. And this one is worth a lot because of the way the West looks right now. But man, this was a impeccable performance by both guys. And Anthony Edwards had this to say: they've got Wemby. He's supposed to be the face of the league. So I've always got to get up. So I've always got to get up for that one. I loved it. I wish we could have just moved everybody out the way and just checked up me versus him. I like that mindset. I like the mentality. The third matchup between the teams sort of played out that way down the stretch. Both of them, they were trading baskets in the last 3 minutes of the game, so that was something phenomenal to watch. But yeah, man, that does it for Sports News Flash at 12. Enjoy today's NFL playoffs. Continue to watch the Australian Open. Have a great Sunday, everyone. Be safe. And may God bless each and every one of you. Take care.